Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. So dear viewers, Pirate Yakuza released in February of this year.
2025?
Obviously, Bertram. A month I remember fondly as the month I first played Tomb Raider 4-6 Remastered and Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 1. It was also the month I was once again forced to spend Valentine's Day with my fucktotem Bertram, who cooked for me. Why don't you tell the viewers what you made me, Bertram?
A pot noodle?
A fucking pot noodle, ladies and gentlemen. How romantic. Ha! But we're not here to talk about that. No, we are here to discuss Pirate Yakuza. And just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Burton, you're probably wondering...
What is this? What is it? What is this?
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is not only the 10th mainline entry in the fantastic Yakuza series of video games, but 'tis also an action-adventure game that takes place 6 months after the last game, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. People will call this a spin-off, but I can assure you, dear viewers, this is a direct sequel to the last game. The story sees us taking control of Majima Goro.
Goro Majima?
Goro Majima, as he sets out on a quest to not only find treasure, but his own memories. You see, Majima Goro...
Goro Majima?
Stop that, Bertram. You see, Majima has a little case of amnesia. Now, of course, the story is nothing more than a glorious excuse to have Majima become a pirate, assemble his own crew, and set out on an adventure in which you'll assemble said crew, engage in ship combat, as well as the usual Yakuza tradition of kicking the shit out of anyone foolish enough to get in your way. Anyway, let's review this action-packed pirate simulator video game the only way I know how, badly. And let's start with what I liked about Pirate Yakuza. Oh, speaking of things I like it when you subscribe to the channel, so do that for me, dear viewer. Doing so will allow me to live out my lifelong dream of having 1,180 subscribers. The first thing I simply must commend Pirate Yakuza for is its crazy, wacky story. This is something we've come to expect from the Yakuza games, in the side stories anyway, but here it is very much front and center. You take on a giant squid, for God's sake. So this definitely isn't The Last of Us. But rest assured, dear viewers, this game still has the emotional character moments we have come to expect from the Yakuza games. Especially in Majima's relationship with Noah, a child we befriend at the start of the game. The after-credit scene also had me reaching for the hankies in a way I haven't since I stubbed my toe on the bed frame because someone decided to move it and didn't tell me.
Oh, sorry.
Tell that to my broken toe, Bertram.
Sorry, broken toe.
Get off the floor, Bertram.
Oh, there's a biscuit down here.
Ha! Well, that's dinner sorted then. Anyway, the game also has some cameos from other Yakuza characters you might recognize. But don't you worry your little behind, dear viewers. I'm not going to spoil them here. And every character, be they hero, villain, are wonderfully voiced. The next thing I simply must commend is that while a lot of the gameplay here will be familiar if you played any of the Yakuza games, this game adds a lot of pirate elements like sailing a ship, the aforementioned ship combat. Like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you also get to invade enemy ships and hack your enemies to ribbons. Speaking of which, the game also has several sequences where you engage in sword play. And there is the usual boss fights, which are all absolutely fantastic, especially the giant squid I mentioned before. The gameplay is an absolute blast. Oh, and one last thing about the story. It's often very, very funny, especially in the side stories, which for all of you fans out there, you'll be glad to hear are as wacky as you've come to expect. You can even adopt animals and feed them and bond with them, which is always a positive in my book. So fun. In fact, that's the two words I would use to describe this game. Funny and fun. Yes, there's no better way to describe it. I've been very nice about this game, haven't I?
You have.
Well, time to talk about what I didn't like so much. Well, first thing is, then there was, To be honest, dear viewers, there wasn't really anything I could criticize. The Yakuza series is one of my all-time favorites. In fact, it might just be the most consistent gaming franchise out there in terms of quality. And Pirate Yakuza is now definitely not only one of my favorite Yakuza video games, but it's probably in my top 3 favorite games I've played this year so far. It's that good. So if you enjoy this series and you haven't played this yet, then what the hell are you waiting for?
They were probably waiting for you to recommend it.
Oh, do you really think so?
Haha, no, of course not. Who in their right mind waits for you to... Oh!
Therefore, I declare that Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is absolutely splendid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another review from yours truly. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.